In this video, I'm going to be talking about the New England Woodfire Conference 2025. So, I am throwing teapots inside this video, and I'll probably make another video talking about the other pots that I have made throughout this conference. But this was an amazing experience. So for my teapots, this was actually a pretty old video. So this event went on before I went to Alfred. Went away to school for the fall semester, and I just finished up the fall semester. It's actually December when I'm filming this video or recording this voiceover, but when I was filming this video, this was the 2025 Woodfire Conference. But this was an amazing event, and so I made a bunch of work, and the way it works is you pick a potter inside of New England, and you fire with them in their wood kiln, in their atmospheric kiln. And so there was a bunch of different options, but I went with Ben Eberly because I love his work, and he has a wood-fired soda kiln. And that was an amazing kiln to fire out of. The results that I got were astonishing, and they're some of my favorite pots I've still made to this day. Like I love the glazes. I love the results, the amount of wood ash and carbon trapping we got. It was insane. His kiln is amazing, and also the experience with firing with him was also amazing. So I made a bunch of teapots. I'm like obsessed with making teapots, and I think I'm only getting better, but I do think I need to work on my spouts. And so my process starts as just like making the body of the teapot. Sometimes I do sketches, and I think that helps the teapot a lot when I do a sketch before I start making. But just getting into it and just making pots, like just making the body of the teapot, really brings to where like the character of the pot comes out, or where the teapot comes out. So like, I love the aspect of making a spout, a handle, and the lid, and then the body, and then you start to see like the teapot forming, like the character of the teapot coming together. And I think that's my favorite part about making a teapot, is when you're putting all the pieces together and trimming everything and to fit, and it just looks nice. So I love that. I love that aspect of making teapots. It's such a process, and I love the character of the pot coming together off the wheel. So moving to my favorite teapot, I actually applied slip. So what I did was I watered down the body, the clay body. I watered it down a bit, and I made it into a slip, and then I just textured the sides of the pots. And then my favorite teapot got really, really thin, like on the sides of the wall, which I guess is a good problem to have. It's better than too thick, but this got like really, really thin. And I had applied slip to it, and then when I was trying to expand the wall off the wheel, I was using a banding wheel here. I think this is when I was just putting it together, I realized that the shape of the teapot didn't look as good as I wanted it to. So I tried to expand the wall even more than it was on the wheel, and that thinned out the walls way too thin. So I applied more slip, and then it ended up working out. It actually survived the kiln, and it's one of my favorite teapots that came out of this kiln. Oh, also I should mention that I'm using Woodfire B-Mix clay from Laguna. It's called B-Mix Wood, and it's an amazing clay body. It looks amazing inside the kiln. It is a bit pricey, but I love the results. But yeah, I put all these teapots and spouts and lids together. And also, I've already done the fall semester for Alfred University for 2025, and it was a great semester. I wanted to talk about that a little bit here too. I think it's helping me be a lot more critical of my pots. So when I came back home from this fall semester, I looked at a bunch of my pots, and I looked at these pots that I made from this Woodfire conference, and I realized all the imperfections and I looked at all the pots and I was like, oh my gosh, these are so bad. But that's good. That's good. That means I'm improving. But like I said, this is still like a body of work that I'm still super proud of. I just think Alfred's taught me a lot about being critical about pots, and I've learned a lot about like form and how to get better. And I think I've improved a lot. But here's all my pots all together, and then here's us as a group. Everyone's glazing all their pots, and we have them all laid out on the table. It took us 2 days, so we glazed one day, and then the second day we loaded the kiln. And this is the kiln all loaded up right before firing. I do have to say, Ben Eberly has an insane kiln and an insane firing location. The property was beautiful. It was pretty good weather. It was like 90 degrees out though, so it was really, really hot to fire a wood kiln. But this is us inside of a really heavy reduction, and we are spraying. There's Ben spraying all the soda into the kiln, and I believe we sprayed a lot of soda into this kiln, and it was a lot of fun. It was awesome to be able to fire with all these other potters too. They were all super helpful, super friendly, and they were all willing to answer any questions that I had about the firing or the process. And it was great to be there, like sitting by the kiln for like a few days straight. It was awesome, great experience. Also with the Woodfire Conference, I got to visit Chris Gusson in his studio. So he had a gallery set up, and a bunch of his pots were out, and a really cool firing, a really cool kiln. His kiln was humongous. It was so cool. Great to talk to a lot of other potters too. And then the conference put on a bunch of visiting artists. So Hitomi Shibata from Seagrove, North Carolina came in, and she was awesome. She gave us a demo, as long as another Japanese potter. And it was a lot of fun visiting a bunch of the other kiln sites around New England and meeting a bunch of people. It was an amazing experience. This was all of our pots all put out on the table once we unloaded, and these are the teapots that I got. Amazing glazes, like I said, amazing firing. It was such an amazing group of people I got to hang around and learn so much from. I love these results, and these teapots are some of my favorite pieces I've made, and I can't wait to do it again. I would love to participate again in the future. I learned so much, and this was everyone that we fired with, and it was a lot of fun. Thanks for watching.